Hello indie game fan, it has been a busy Steam Next festival where I've brought to you 100 games over the past 4 days, so let's get into it with Soccer Story, a sports RPG title that should be similar to Golf Story, taking place in a world where every soccer stadium, team and tournament has been shut down, where magical soccer ball has chosen you as the savior of the beautiful game, where I'm always a fan of non-conventional sports games. Continuing a trend in the Steam Next festival is Sole Saga, another Vampire Survivors style bullet heaven title, even having a fantasy theme, but I have to say, this is a lot less janky than some of the others that I've seen and might be decent. Firstly, I just love how blatant the developers are with this game, since it is straight up named Space Roguelike Adventure, although technically it is light, being a pixel art roguelite action platformer that looks alright. Another bullet heaven title is Spell Defender, this time taking it into 3D, and while the graphics are fairly rudimentary, might be fun as well. Tales: The Backbone Preludes is the prequel to the adventure game Backbone, sporting a similar fantastic pixel art style and should be neat, although the original did fail to stick the landing, so hopefully they have the time or resources needed for this entry. Tetraphobia is a top-down action roguelite, which, thankfully, is not another Vampire Survivors-like, and again, while not the most impressive visually, looks to have some good action. Again, I swear this is not intentional since I'm going alphabetically, but there seems to be a lot of roguelites in this video, so apologies if you're not a fan, but I do think that the Excrawlers looks better than your average title, having some action RPG influences and even a meta progression skill tree. Although I would like to see what this game looks like with character and enemy outlines since it might look better. I've mentioned the Forest Quartet not too long ago, but this puzzle adventure game about the ghost of a singer looks melancholic and beautiful, telling a tale of grief and acceptance as her band members work through her death, culminating in a musical performance that pays tribute to our main character.
Are you alright? Thank you all for coming and thanks for your patience. Let's give Nina the goodbye she deserves.
The Kynge's Gambit has a funny spelling, so I guess that worked in getting my attention, but this is a roguelite deck builder that looks alright, where the RPG and equipment system does add additional complexity. The Pale Beyond is a fantastic looking management title where you need to make tough decisions to keep your crew alive, possibly dipping into some horror elements as well.
So you're looking a job, eh? Let me tell you what you're getting yourself into. We'll be sailing aboard the Temperance, a rescue vessel sent out to find her sister ship, lost in the ice. As my second in command, you'll be responsible for 24 crew members. Well, 36 if you count the sled dogs. I suggest you study the crew manifest, get to know everyone, and try to keep them on your side. It could save lives one day. God forbid the cold takes me or the ship. That'll leave you in charge. Life on the ice is cruel. Will you make the choices no one else can? Promise me you'll do right by the crew. Whatever it takes. Let's just hope it doesn't come to that, shall we?
The Tower to the Bottom is a roguelite deck builder from a Japanese developer that does have an interesting art style, where it seems like you're only able to draw 4 cards at a time, which is quite different from the other offerings in this subgenre. Through the Nightmares is a neat-looking action platformer where you play as the mythical Sandman associated with sleep, having to fight through nightmares in order to rescue the children and could be decent. An interesting looking title is Tower Escape, one that bills itself as a reverse tower defense game where you're building and leading a snake of minions as they attempt to grab treasure and to get to the end of the level, where there are plenty of interesting systems like the ability to buy and merge minions into more powerful versions like an auto chess title, having a unique concept. Trouble Juice is just a fun title to say, where this is yet another roguelite, but more interestingly, is a run and gun title where each quote-unquote level occurs as you move from left to right, with fun looking action and juice upgrades which seems neat. Void Scrappers is another bullet heaven title where you're turning alien spacecraft into scrap, looking fun with a well-received prologue demo as well. Let's kick off the top 10 with Touhou Hero of Ice Fairy, another Touhou game which has really found its home on Steam, this time being a bullet hell boss rush platformer, which is a nice change. Adding gravity into the mix for a bullet hell game is always interesting since it vastly changes up the mobility as compared to a vertical shooter and has a great look as well. Unusual Findings is a Stranger Things style adventure game set in the 1980s where the developers have really nailed the vibe.
Life of a quiet little town.
We're gonna get pay-per-view cable for free.
I'm trying to talk here. No, a friend of my brother.
When are we gonna start watching adult television?
Will change forever.
Your sister is about to commit a murder.
Wait a minute. You need me to dig a hole?
It could be possible that we just witnessed some sort of distress call from a spaceship that just crashed into South Plains Greenwoods.
When a killer alien starts roaming the streets. And 3 teenagers are the only ones who can stop it.
Are you joking? You and your criminal friends blew away half of Mrs. Johnson's garden.
A new riveting adventure.
A long-in-development title is Spark in the Dark, a dark fantasy dungeon crawler that is not quite Diablo, having more deliberate, almost Souls-like combat, but where there is procedural generation in some of the dungeons as well. But since I've had this on my watchlist for a very long time, it's interesting to me that a demo popped up at this particular Steam Next Festival, possibly indicating that a release might be soon. Wonder Lost is a zombie pixel art survival game which is old hat by now, but if it has compelling systems, could be worth a look. Yield has one of the best art styles in recent memory, really reminding me of tabletop board games, where it's a strategy title where you're expanding your kingdom in the British Isles over the ruins of the Roman Empire, with both single and multiplayer support. Similar to Soulstone Survivors from yesterday's video, the prologue demo of Spellbook Demon Slayers was very well received, where this is perhaps least distinguishable from Vampire Survivors due to the look, but people do seem to like the upgrades, which is why it gets a high spot. Of the roguelite deck builders on this list, I think that Theseus Protocol looks the best, one that does have an anime look and sci-fi theme, where the backgrounds in particular have impressed me, where I do wonder what is next for this subgenre. Zoria Age of Shattering is an impressive CRPG that will be for fans of the genre.
Welcome to Zoria, Age of Shattering, a classic tactical RPG with fluid turn-based combat. In Zoria, you are the commander who leads a diverse team through the various lands of the Uram continent and against countless groups of monsters and bosses. Zoria has now fallen prey to the sheer brutality of the hellspawn that roams its land. Its lush forests, mysterious caves, and majestic buildings have transformed into haunting and dreadful locations that only the brave are willing to venture into. You must be a sharp tactician to survive and defeat all evil. Your teammates are your best option to keep you alive. They have unique sets of skills. Attack from close range or distance with different attack patterns and directions. Heal or shield allies with various spells and commands. Inflict status ailment like damage over time. stun, immobilize, and other elemental effects. Use your surroundings to your advantage, or create new ones to separate you from the enemies. In this world, combat is your bread and butter, and you will engage in it easily. Before you get ahead of yourself, you must understand that without rest, no warrior can battle. Keep a keen eye on your equipment and vitality, as they both deteriorate over time. A bonfire in Zoria provides a safe spot to restock your resources and prepare for the next battle. As the commander, you must also understand your squad mates' special abilities. Take care of each of your warriors' skill development, and it will repay you on the battlefield. Remember that having an individual with the right skills can get you into previously inaccessible places and quests. Discover hidden treasures or make your travel easier. You have to be wise in and out of the battle. You cannot win the game without making progress. This also counts for your outpost. The base may be regularly updated by unlocking new wings to the buildings, and by doing so, you will be rewarded with either resources, quests, or items. Different buildings will have different numbers of available upgrades. That's not all. In your outpost, you can plan and assign tasks to your companions. Send selected party members on an automatic mission, in which you won't participate, but will receive what they find along the way. You will also get some of the experience they gain. Never forget that their lives are in your hands. Zoria sifts through the daredevils and rewards the bravest. Do you have what it takes to emerge unscathed?
The Entropy Center is a gorgeous first-person puzzle game that is kind of like Portal, but with the concept of rewinding time as the core mechanic, really impressing with the visuals and how stuff moves in reverse. I love Metroidvanias, so of course Vernal Age has to get a mention, a game which I've been following for a long time and seems to be poised for release pretty soon. I love the floating island setting of the game, combined with fluid action and even airship exploration, and you might have a winner, so check out the demo and wishlist if interested, and for more Steam Next Festival, watch this video right here.